Recap Tales of Herding Gods, Chapter 551, Chapter Transit Atlas Studios, Editor Atlas Studios. In the depths of the Devil Lands, Chinmu moved like a shadow among the chaos, having struck down a devil divine arts practitioner and assumed his guise. Draped in borrowed flesh, he walked with a swagger through the throngs, even as legions of winged devils surged toward the yawning abyss. A tremor of sudden power had shaken the land, swift and fierce, leaving the entire city of devils in an uproar. Though the disturbance passed almost as quickly as it arrived, the force unleashed was enough to rattle even the most stoic hearts. Whoosh! Two devil gods soared toward the abyss, their wings slicing the murky air. Behind them, a host of lesser devils followed like black torrents of night. Chinmu wove through the crowd, inching steadily forward, each step deliberate, each glance wary as he sought the city gate. To take flight here would be folly. Concealed within the city lay devil gods and masters of divine bridge realm and life and death realm, their eyes unseen but ever watchful. Even the gods of Supreme Emperor Heaven would tread with caution in such a place. Time pressed against him, for at the abyss's bottom lay the unconscious Furuiluo. In mere moments, the devil god's power could revive him, and upon opening his eyes, an immediate lockdown of the entire city would be decreed. Chinmu's heart raced, for should the order be issued before he departed, escape would slip through his fingers like water. The city itself, once a divine bastion of Supreme Emperor Heaven, sprawled vast and formidable. Traversing its outer walls would take precious time. Chinmu quickened his pace, finally reaching the gate as a thunderous proclamation boomed from the abyss. The respectable king commands the city's immediate lockdown. No devil shall depart. Roars of command followed. Activate the formation! Lock down the city, ground and sky. Nothing shall pass, not even a mosquito. His expression tightened. On the massive gate, countless devil strongmen strained with their immense strength, pushing the colossal doors as runes and formation markings ignited atop towers and flowed down like liquid fire toward the city walls. The runes coalesced, a brilliant lattice in the sky, forming a space barrier that grew with every pulse of energy. From the wall's bases, markings seeped into the earth, binding the city in a cage of arcane might. Even Eternal Peace's capital could not boast such defences. If sky and ground joined in harmony, Chinmu's path would be sealed forever. Like a wraith, he melted into the shadows, sliding along walls toward the city gate. The heavy doors, moved only by dozens of cultivated strongmen with muscles and bones honed to their utmost limits, creaked under their force. A phantom among phantoms, Chinmu leaped across shadows, a streak of darkness racing for freedom. A tiny gap remained as the doors neared closure. At that instant, a lustrous bead rolled between the doors, halting their descent. A strong man, unaware, kicked the bead outward, yet in that fleeting motion, Chinmu's shadow fused with the rolling sphere. It tumbled across 30 yards before alighting at the moat's edge. Limbs sprouted from the shadow beneath, twin arms of darkness pushing the bead into the river with a splash. In that moment, the city gate yawned wide, and a torrent of devils surged outward, bellowing, "He is not in the city! Find him at once! He shall not escape!" Chinmu wove through watchtowers and patrols, his phantom illusion technique a cloak of near perfection. From height he gazed toward the horizon, yet Lee City remained elusive. Furuiluo brought me deep into the Devil Lands, yet where am I? How far from human realms? The vast sky dimmed, the eastern sun cold and bleeding red as night approached. He masked his aura, resolved to press forward with the morning. Scouts combed the land, and when detection neared, he slew one and donned thick black iron armour, a helmet shadowing his face, the long spear of dark iron poised upon his horse. Through fog and fire of the Devil Lands he advanced. On the second day the broken sun rose, yet its glow was cruel and fractured. Lifting the faceplate, Chinmu discerned his bearings, using devil speech to guide the devil fire nightmare eastward. Afternoon brought horror. The broken sun extinguished entirely. Imperial Preceptor, efficiency beyond imagination, he murmured, recalling the command to craft dual suns. The vanished light was the Preceptor's doing, purged to aid Supreme Emperor Heaven's eyes, leaving orientation nigh impossible. Within Lee City, fires blazed against darkness. The spirit-energy mutual shift bridge shone, linking Supreme Emperor Heaven with great ruins, as divine arts practitioners poured from Eternal Peace. A vast forge thrummed beside the city, day and night labouring to craft colossal constructs and myriad components. True god Pang Yu studied cryptic blueprints of the Sun Great Furnace left behind by the late Sun Forger god, whose untimely death at devil hands had spared only these designs. Under Imperial Preceptor's command, artisans recalculated with algebraic precision, enhancing the forge's deadly craft. From atop a Lee City tower, the black tiger god wept, transformed to a diminutive tiger of a foot in height, stripes of black and gold tracing his fur. Lighting incense, he summoned the Saint Woodcutter's gaze, stern and unyielding. Trembling, the little tiger spoke, "I will find junior brother Qin." The saint's reply, chilling, forbade return without the disciple's safe recovery, warning eternal permanence in this form should he fail. Relief washed over the tiger, yet distant voices reached him. "Fatty dragon, young master lost. Will you starve if we cannot find him?" Laughter and muffled quarrels followed, spirit pills devoured, emaciated bodies trembling, yet concern for recognition kept hearts steady. The black tiger scanned the city tower, witnessing a massive chest borne by a rotund behemoth, atop whom perched a 5 or 6-year-old girl with 6 snowy tails and pointed ears. Her laughter rang, a clarion note of innocence as she darted to the black tiger, arms outstretched. "What a cute little tigwa! Let me hug you!" The tiger's senses recoiled at her scent, fur bristling as he surged into a 30-yard-long shadow of godly might. Roaring into the sky, fierce and indomitable, the little fox demon, startled, fled to embrace familiar companions. Sanghua and Yuhe followed, introducing the group as allies of Cultmaster Qin. The black tiger's aura subsided, returning to a youthful form, claws sheathed, ears flicking in hesitation. "I've been deceived by a fox before, forgiveness is owed." Hu Linga, emboldened, touched his ears in wonder, her companions following, each stroke drawing a reluctant comfort from the divine beast. Even the dragon Qilin approached, pressed gently by the tiger's paw in playful restraint. Satisfied, the black tiger inquired, "How shall we find junior brother Qin?" "Very simple," Si Yunxiang replied, a smile gracing his lips. "Primordial Spirit Assembly." Primordial Spirit Assembly? The black tiger god's golden eyes narrowed in confusion, fur bristling. This phrase was unknown to him, a whisper lost in the wind of countless martial realms. Si Yunxiang unfolded a vast collection of blueprints atop the city tower, each scroll etched with intricate rune markings that shimmered like dew under the sun. "This technique," she said, voice calm yet firm, "was forged by Cultmaster and the divine arts practitioners of eternal peace, named Secrets of 3 Primordial Spirit Assembly by the Emperor himself." Her fingers brushed the parchment with reverence, tracing the sacred lines. Searching among the intricate symbols, she found Qinmu's primordial spirit mark. From a small vial she poured cinnabar and dipped her brush, the red liquid glowing as she began to inscribe the pillars of the city tower with meticulous care. Once, Cultmaster imprinted the marks of all disciples within Imperial College's Hall of Supreme Learning, Si Yunxiang explained. Even his own mark resides there. Primordial Spirit Assembly draws forth a person's primordial spirit, gathering it so matters may be discussed as one. Ling Yuxi retrieved a slender stick of incense, pressing it beneath the crimson marking and lighting it. This Soul Guide incense, born of the divine arts Soul Guide, calls forth a primordial spirit. With these markings and its fragrance, we shall beckon him here and learn his whereabouts. The two women shared a glance, unspoken understanding passing between them. Si Yunxiang's vital qi ignited the mark, illuminating it with ethereal light. Ling Yuxi wrapped the incense's fragrance in her vital qi, channeling it into the primordial spirit marking. Silence fell, the city tower holding its breath as the Soul Guide incense curled in spirals, its scent light and crisp, carrying the subtle pull of otherworldly intent. Moments passed, hearts tightening with anticipation. As the incense dwindled, the primordial spirit mark began to stir faintly, and then wind howled. Swirling through the tower, a ghostly form emerged. Qinmu's primordial spirit shimmered, unstable yet discernible. "Cultmaster, where are you?" The dragon Qilin's cry rang with fervour. "The spirit pills you require are ready. Return swiftly." "I prepared enough for months," he replied, confusion and frustration lacing his tone. The dragon Qilin stammered, caught in speechless apology. Hu Linga's tails flicked, her voice gentle yet urging. "Young master, where are you now?" Do not know. The devil's domain stretches without sun, moon, or stars. I was seized by Furiluo, escaped by the skin of my teeth, and now the elite of the devil race pursue me. My primordial spirit cannot linger. Frowns gathered across the faces of Supreme Emperor Heaven's disciples. Sanghua's voice cut through the tension. Brother who threshes the grains, study the mountains around you, mark their contours. Are there cities nearby? Each of the 64 god cities has distinct terrain. If you recall it, we can locate your position. Qinmu's primordial spirit seized the cinnabar brush, tracing the surrounding land with swift sure strokes. No god city is visible. Sanghua, Yu Hei, and the assembled disciples examined the sketch, shaking their heads. Their inexperience in the devil's territory left them helpless. I shall summon my father, Sanghua declared, departing in haste. Suddenly, Qinmark dimmed. Enemies approach. I must retreat. A gale tore through the tower, scattering dust and incense ash. The primordial spirit vanished like mist. Moments later, Sanghua returned with God Sangye, who scrutinized the drawn terrain. His eyes gleamed as he discerned the truth. He nears the devil's old nest, Black Sun Mountain Range, beside Returning Maiden City. Yu Hei's brow furrowed. Returning Maiden City? Was it not destroyed? I heard it has become an ominous land. God Sangye's expression darkened. When the devils came, Returning Maiden City fell first. The battlefield before Black Sun Mountain Range claimed nearly 1,000 lives, gods and devils alike. The blood of countless divine arts practitioners and warriors has merged, leaving a zone of lingering death and curses. Should he advance, he will tread that accursed land. Ling Yushu asked cautiously. Why is it ominous? Blood and death abound. Undying wills, malevolent curses, and devil natures cling to that place. At night, lanterns drift along Yudu's waters, carried by messengers of death. They harvest the remaining souls, and the land itself glows with their torment. I witnessed this as a young soldier. The sight is indelibly etched in my memory. The dragon Chilin's roar pierced the air. The mingling of god and devil blood births monstrosities, lonely mountain ridge root demon among them. Warn cult master to steer clear. How potent is this demon? God Sangye inquired. Comparable to a strong life and death realm practitioner, came the reply. God Sangye smirked. A minor threat, then the ominous land holds far greater dangers. He must avoid it. Si Yunxiang and Ling Yuxiu attempted contact again, but even as the incense burned to its end, Qinmu remained silent. He must be engaged with enemies. Si Yunxiang said grimly. They may drive him toward that cursed land. I shall fetch him myself, the black tiger god declared, eyes ablaze with resolve. God Sangye shook his head. Too perilous. Wait for his primordial spirit to respond. He must emerge from the land to survive. I lost him. I must find him. The black tiger god's roar echoed through the tower. Si Yunxiang and Ling Yushu nodded in unison. We follow. Hu Linger's tails swished with determination. Count me in. Sanghua voiced concern. Father, they are inexperienced in this land. God Sangye exhaled, worry etched on his brow. Be careful. A day into the devil's territory, I will lead forces to draw it will grant you safety. In the ominous land, the devil fire nightmare screamed as blades severed its legs. Qinmu struck with precision, shattering both horse and foe in one fluid motion. A crimson flood of blood rose from a calabash, taking shape as a monstrous python, coiling to crush him. With a surge of sunlit power from the Milky Way, Qinmu's eyes burned, and two beams cleaved the snake and its mistress in an instant. A scorpion lady's tail impaled him, launching him skyward, and a devil youth planted 8 flags around him. Devil connecting mountain formations, suppress! He chanted 8 times. 8 spectral mountains crashed down, shaking the earth. Stars erupted from their peaks, forming a great overarching heavenly stars force field, only to be shattered with a palm strike. Blades and knife pellets assailed him. Qinmu countered with sword pellets and deft maneuvers. Over a dozen 3-headed, 4-armed devils pressed, forcing him into the earth. He emerged into mid-air, crashing into a swamp where thick fog mingled with devil chi. Corpses drifted beneath the murky water, some surfacing with rusted spirit weapons. Qinmu knelt, knocking a skeleton gently. A spectral voice emerged. This path leads to the Yellow Springs. You may enter, but there is no return.